if you ask me the question, what does it mean to be black? What does it mean to be a black man? What does it mean to be a black woman? What does it mean to come from Africa? How do you feel about it? You might probably think that my perception is going to be the same as everybody else, but actually, different people have got different perception of being black depending on their environment, depending on their upbringing, depending on where they lived, depending on the type of friends they've got, depending on a number of things. This is Black History Month, a time where we celebrate black culture. It's a time where we remember black people that have made a difference in the world. It's also a time where we remember the slavery. It's also a time where we talk about the fact that black lives do matter. It's a time to remember things. It's a time to celebrate the culture. It's a time to remind people that we are one big family. I'm not sure how much I've said on my YouTube channel since I've made a couple of videos, but I actually grew up in Nigeria, and growing up I had the opportunity to live in a small town and also in a big city. Okay, and during the time when I was living in that little town, basically my hometown where my family were born, my dad and my mom, back then there was nothing like the YouTube, there was nothing like social media, there wasn't really anything back then. So obviously what I was able to relate with was socializing. That was how I was able to express myself. It was the fact that I was able to meet up with my younger friends then, and we play around on the street. We were very, very creative with the type of things we do. Back then we had cans and I don't know how to describe, this metal cans, okay? Basically back then we're able to actually remove them, dismantle it, and actually make like toy cars with it, and bottle caps, we use it as the wheels for the cars. I remember the fact that we played with tires, we did all sorts of basically things you're going to see on those charity things you see on TV about providing for Africa. I did most of those things. Back then the TV was in black and white, but anyways, what I'm trying to say is I felt a sense of community then. The only thing I saw that was different was the fact that there were people older than me and people that were younger than me. In moving to the city, things kind of developed. There were colored TVs, TV started looking much better, but back then we still had TV of UHF and VHS. This was how the TV was back then, and it wasn't really clear. You have to kind of adjust the antenna in order to get a clear TV. So I lived in the city, and then at some point when I was age 14, I remembered that I had to move into the UK with my family. And I remember that very, very, very day, okay? That very day, at the airport, where one of my uncles, who is a doctor, told me, and he said, be careful of those boys, because one, they can be racist, and second of all, they carry guns in their pockets. Now, that pretty much scared me, because I was like, okay, where am I going to? I thought I'm going to London. I thought I'm moving to the UK, which was quite described as a very prestigious place that is beautiful. And I saw the UK as utopia, okay, as a paradise. Yes, okay, I'm finally coming to the UK. I'm going to make it in life. This was my perception, okay, and this was the only perception I had. Now, in coming to the UK, I was quite eager to experience the culture there, okay? Obviously, it's not that I haven't seen white people before. Of course, I've seen white people before, but there were loads of white people then, and it was not really a culture shock. I was very excited to mix around with them. I was very excited to learn more about the British culture, about people. But in getting to the UK, I couldn't go into school, okay? The schools were filled up, and I had to stay at home from February to September. Basically, I was meant to start in year 9, but I couldn't start. So all I did was basically sit at home while my parents went to work, and just sit at home really. Although they were kind of able to help in terms of getting me textbooks to be able to read and revise and practice while I wait at home. So basically I was in my own lockdown when I came to the UK. Now, mind you, the uniform we used to have in secondary school back in Nigeria was very different because of the kind of weather that it was. Because it's very tropical and hot, we usually do not wear blazer and suits up and all of that. Obviously, this was back then, because today there are kids that wear that now, okay? But our uniform was just like a t-shirt and shorts or trousers. That was how our uniform was. So in coming to the UK and looking at the window every morning, I see young secondary school students wearing blazers, their uniform sparkling, looking beautiful, both white, both black, both Asian, whatever race it was. And I was quite excited, but at the same time I was sad because I felt lonely because I didn't really know anybody. I didn't know my neighbor. I just didn't know anybody. Starting school September, there was a big culture shock to me. Okay, I remembered first of all, one of the main things really that was shocking was the fact that a student was rude to the teacher. I was like, how the hell can you be rude to a teacher? Back in Nigeria, back in Africa, there's no way you can be rude to a teacher without getting punished, basically. Okay, so yeah, that was a big culture shock. And then one of the culture shock that I had was when one student told me I should go back to my country. At that time I got a little confused about, what do you mean by me going back to my country? Like, what do you mean? Okay, anyways, I remember going home that day and I spoke about it. The student got a detention for saying that, but I spoke about it to my parents, and somebody just told me, okay, that person told me and said, listen, you are a black person. And I was like, what do you mean I'm black? So I decided to look at my skin and I said, well, this skin is brown, not necessarily black. But then he told me, you identified as a black person. Okay? And as a black person, you're kind of looked down on and you need to work twice as hard as the other race. Okay? Obviously, I got confused, and me knowing me, I was like, this guy's just saying nonsense. I believe anybody can work hard and be successful. That was the mindset I had, okay? So anyways, I ignored that thought of him telling me I am a black person, okay? And I have to work twice as hard to become successful, okay? I ignored that totally, all right? So I got into secondary school. I had the opportunity to actually go to the parliament to watch David Cameron back then while he was prime minister, and Ed Miliband as the head of Labour. So I had that opportunity to experience a bit of the British politics and British culture, okay? But in applying for jobs, I remember when I finished 16, where I had to try and apply for my first job, and I got the job application, and I was trying to look through the ethnic thing you have to sign, and it says, identify yourself, are you a black British or a white British? And I'm like, whoa, why are they putting black? Okay, well, yes, I'm African. Okay, I was born in Africa, but you should not say I am black. Okay, that is when I begin to realize, actually, I'm identified as a black person. Okay, that is the moment I was like, whoa, so I am seen as a black person. All right, now another thing that actually influenced or gave evidence to the thoughts that I have to work twice as hard because I'm a black person is the fact that things were going on social media. Okay, I went to social media and I was able to see a lot of protests going on about being black. I listened to the news. I saw a lot of people being interviewed about the fact that black people are not getting a lot of opportunity. You watch videos about knife crime, shooting, black. Okay, you read the newspaper, you see, oh, this black man did this black man got stabbed. I saw all of these things, and it showed that the perception created really by the media, by some people, is the fact that being black comes with violence, being black comes with hate, being black comes with aggression. And I looked to myself and I asked myself, am I aggressive? Am I an aggressive person? Am I a bad person? I'm not a gang member though, so why is the media portraying black people as violent people? Why is media portraying black people as bad people? So I begin to reason about this, I begin to think about this, and it literally put me in an awkward position. Everywhere I go to, I begin to question, what perception do people have about me? What are the thoughts of people about my race, my gender, where I come from, okay, my accent? What are the thoughts of people about me? So I begin to think. I was like, oh, so I decided to make a lot of research. But mind you, just before I forget, the secondary school I went to was in Peckham, London. And to be honest, I didn't really feel the fact that I was a black person because the school was quite mixed, okay? there were a lot of black teachers there. There were a lot of black leadership team there. The SLTs were black. The head of year was black. I saw a lot of black people there. The head of math, the head of science, everybody was like black. Okay, so I felt at home. I felt like yes, this I never felt segregated really. I never felt different from other people. Okay, I just saw the school as one big family. If you get where I'm coming from. So obviously, I left secondary school, I applied for my first job in order to get some money, and I realized, oh, I'm identified as a black person. I'm seen as a black person. And I decided to carry out some research. So I looked at some of the top paid jobs and the people that I employed, and I realized actually there's not a lot of black people up there. And that pretty much provided me with that evidence, or that evidence that that person told me that you need to work twice as hard because you're a black person. And I was like, how fair is that? Is it because of the perception the media has created about what it means to be a black person? Or is it based on what one person experienced that created this judgment that, oh, black people are crazy, black people are thieves, or black people are fraudsters, black people are 419 as they call them, or all sort of things, because of one thing the media says, or the one thing that the media perceive to the public. And I begin to realize that the media has got a strong impact on the people. They control things, okay? And I begin to think, even though I was till today, listen, I'm a very, very passionate person. I really, really want to make a difference in education. Obviously, some of you do know now that I'm a teacher, but I really, really want to make a massive, massive difference in education. And of course, in teaching generally, you do not have to have a certain degree to become a leader in the school. It comes with experience sometimes. You don't, some leaders do not even have a master's, and they're like head of years, they're like assistant head teachers, they're like head teachers, deputy head teachers. All they did was just a course which anybody can do, all right? And they became that. Now, I got my first proper job in Manchester as a teacher, and one of the things I did was to do a research about how many black head teachers are there currently. And I looked at it, and it's less than 1%. In the whole of the UK, there are less than 1% black teachers, okay? Not even black teachers, black leadership, black head of year, black people taking control of certain things, okay? It is less than 1%, and it's absolutely crazy, okay? Now, is Great Britain racist? Probably not. They're probably not racist, okay? Is it that black people are not motivated to apply for top roles because of fear? Probably. These are questions really I cannot answer. Now, in the school I currently teaching, okay? In the school I currently teaching, I'm literally the only black male teacher there. Okay, I think there are about 3 or 4 female black teachers, but I'm the only male black teacher, okay? And there's a lot of black kids there. Again, should I blame the school? Should I blame the LSLT? Probably not. Because, I applied for the job and I think I did well for the interview and I got into the school. So, is it that black people are not motivated enough to apply for top roles? Maybe. Is it that black people have got fear? Is it that there's a perception of being black? There's a perception of black people working in an industry. These are questions, again, I said I cannot answer. Let's look at the football. Was it not the last Euro where all the black England players missed the penalty? And the next thing was the fact that there was loads of racist comments flowing through Twitter, okay? Because of the fact that they're black and they missed penalty. Now, all of the good things Marcus Rashford, for example, has done for free school meal for people was forgotten, was thrown in the bin, and they said, oh, it's because it's black. Black people failed us again, black people wherever, and they showed a lot of racist pictures, monkey signs, slavery signs, all sort of things. So the question now is, what does it mean to be black for me? I believe for me to be black, I'm proud to be a black man. To be black means my ancestors have suffered. To be black means I'm greater for good. To be black means I'm a great leader. To be black means I can make a difference to the life of other people. You know, being in the school I'm currently in now, as a male black teacher, okay, mind you, there's no black SLT in the school, no black leadership in the school. So as a male black teacher in that school, I feel like I represent being black. I represent the black men in the school. I represent being a black, proud African man in the school. And is that pressure on me? I kind of feel that pressure, yes. Do I feel like in secondary schools or in schools is culture being promoted enough? I don't think so. Of course, in the school I teach, they did a little bit of promotion, yes, but I feel like a lot more can be done to wipe away what the media creates, the perception they create for young people about what it means to be a black person. I believe culture should be appreciated. I believe culture should be learned. You know, today, for example, today I was talking to my students about the meaning of my middle name. I explained a whole culture, and they really got interested in it, and they wanted to know more. Okay, I showed them videos about Lagos, how beautiful that particular city is. Because if you go on the media today and you click on Nigeria, on Lagos, all you're going to see is famine. You're going to see children suffering. You're going to see all sorts of things. Of course, I'm not saying there are not issues there. There are issues there, but this is not the only side of Lagos you can see. Okay, there are beautiful places in Africa. There are beautiful people. There are rich people. There are comfortable people living in Africa. Okay, I don't think you have to live abroad to be very comfortable at all. And so obviously we need to definitely eradicate this whole media perception of being black. And I feel like I'm under that pressure to, you know, represent being a black man in the school. Of course, that pressure is not too much on me, but I try to promote the black culture in my school. I try to make students understand what the perception of being black should be. Black people are lovely people. Black people are amazing. So guys, I do hope you've enjoyed this video. Yes, I felt passionate about this topic and I thought I should talk about it. This is my thought about being black. Presently, for example, although my very plan is to make a massive difference in education, I want to make a big change in education. I'm currently doing a master's in education leadership. And some of the things I'm learning right now are probably the best things I can't pick up anywhere. Okay, I don't think it takes experience alone to pick them up. Sometimes it takes going to the classroom and learning from the experts. So guys, please do make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please share this video with your friends, with your brothers, with your sisters, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.